Okay. So the big news dropped today, Nan. I think it's the most obvious expected news of 2024. I don't think you and I had a doubt that this would ever not be the case, but Dune 3 is in development. Of course it is. Dune Messiah to be called, and Denis Villeneuve is going to be directing it. So, yeah, Dune Messiah in development with Legendary Pictures, and we have no idea when this is going to come out. Denis has spoken previously that he wants to take a break from this universe. Dune 1 and 2, they shot back to back. He spent 6 years in Arrakis is what he's said, so he probably wants to take a break. So this could be coming in 4 or 5 years. We have no idea when it's going to come, but hey, it's happening. It's going to be done. You know, the second one, box office going really, really well. It's around 630 worldwide, 256 domestically, and I think it's going to head to around about 700 to 750 million, which is pretty good, especially with how the box office has been these days. So it's a really, really great achievement. There's no surprise that that a third one was going to come. And so the plot from the books is that it takes 12 years after the events of Dune Part 2, and it's, you know, Paul Atreides as Emperor of the universe or whatever, and he's grappling with some consequences of becoming the Messiah, the Fremen. And you know, he's got these groups and these families that are working together to, I guess, destabilize his rule as emperor. So it's a massive time jump. So maybe it's valid to take a big break in filming. But yeah, Nayan, I know you're not surprised that this news has come around, but are you excited that, you know, we officially got Denis Villeneuve back in Dune again?
100%. We said it in the Dune Part 2 review as well, that this is Villeneuve's baby. You know, we can't imagine any director taking this over, not even someone as good as Sir Christopher Nolan, you know.
Sir, love it.
I did that on purpose. That one's for you, Kyan. So yeah, like Dune is his baby, it's his project, you know. So it's good to see that he signed on for Dune Messiah and he is going to be following through with it. I think it's a good choice for him to take a little bit of a break. We'll get into it soon, but whether that's his next film, he's going to do that, and then this, I think it's a good little palate cleanser for him. You know, can't have a podcast without saying those two words.
Yeah, it's a nice little buzzword there. I love it.
So, and it also just, you know, it gives him some freshness as well. You know, he can go work on other passion projects of his, and then come back to the world that he just loves so much. And it also releases Hans Zimmer as well to go back to Nolan maybe, but who knows? Ludwig has that.
He doesn't need to.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, it's really cool. In terms of the plot, I have no idea what Dune Messiah is or about. I haven't read any of the Dune books. I am just purely...
I just told you the story.
Yeah, I know. I'm talking about my history with this franchise, man. Shut up. God, if you let me finish talking. So anyway, James has said the plot, so just rewind about like a minute, and that's the plot. But I do like how it's like 12 years since Dune Part 2. So we get to see what a decade and a bit of Lizzie Al Gaib or whatever has done since then. End of Dune Part 2, spoiler alert, but not really because it's been out for a while already. Is that pretty much it starts like it ends by starting a great war. They mention it at the end of the film. I forgot what the actual title was, but they start an actual war. So yeah, it's going to be awesome to see how that war planned out. And yeah, Villeneuve back in Dune is going to be great. I just hope that he gets, you know, everyone back. You know, Hans Zimmer, his sound designers, his cinematographers, everything, because that's what makes the first two Dunes so great. And hopefully Chalamet and Zendaya and the vast majority of the other cast can come in as well.
Yeah, you need the mains there, and obviously the whole creative team, I think, is just as important. I think, Hans Zimmer said that he was actually working on Dune 3 music already. So it seems like he has a really strong pull to this franchise as well. And, you know, the work that he's doing in the franchise is just, you know, absolutely incredible from a composition standpoint or a composing standpoint. But yeah, man, this is nothing but good news. There's not too much to say about it because we expected it, and we've been, you know, talking and discussing this franchise as if he's going to continue the Dune franchise, and if Dune Messiah is actually going to be, or it's actually going to be made, and it obviously was. The box office was telling of that. as soon as it got that really good opening weekend, I'm like, okay, yep, we're getting the third one, which is good. And I'm honestly happy for Denis Villeneuve. He's gotten a good box office hit here. He's been plagued by really bad box office for a lot of his movies, so it's good to see despite making excellent stuff, it's just really great to see. So yeah, Dune Messiah, it's coming out. I have no idea when this will come out. I
12 years'
honestly,
time.
pardon?
It's coming out in 12 years.
It's not Avatar, mate. No, it's not going to be 12 years. I'd just lose interest by that point. But I mean, hopefully, I think I would rather it sooner than later, personally. Just because I want to see Denis Villeneuve to move on to greater and better things. I think, and we'll talk into following Christopher Nolan's footsteps, but having your own trilogy 4 years apart for a movie or 3 years apart for a movie, I think it's a really great thing to have in your belt as a director, doing your own trilogy of films. I don't think not all directors have them, but I think it'd be a really great thing if he can really nail this trilogy into something really special, because, we saw Peter Jackson, Christopher Nolan, James Gunn, their trilogies are really, really good, and they stand at the top of the tower when it comes to the greatest trilogies in film. So I think it's just something to get under his belt and to just do it in a consistent time frame. I don't want it, this to be done in 7 years. I think just doing it all at once, keeping that Dune momentum, man, because after Dune Part 2, I'm eager for more, and that will slip away in time. But if it's in 4 years, I'm happy. But if it's 5 years plus, it's a bit too far for me, man. I'll still be excited, but probably not as excited as if it, comes in the next 4 years, say.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, further to that I don't think that was the biggest news, because this one was very unexpected. So we've got to look at not Nolan. Funny. Denis Villeneuve. That wasn't even intentional. Denis Villeneuve's next movie, and I believe I did some digging in multiple sources. I believe it's his next one after Dune Messiah. Who knows if that will actually be the way it's going to be done? But it was very loosely confirmed. So the one after it, and it's going to be paired with Legendary Pictures again. It is a nuclear war scenario. So this is based on Annie Jacobson's non-fiction thriller, and it's basically asking the question of what nuclear warfare actually would look like if it was to happen. And it's based on dozens of interviews with military and civilian experts on it. So something super interesting. And, we're going to be the first to jump to it. Oppenheimer came out last year. It just feels so much like a spiritual Oppenheimer sequel, if you must. And if it's intentional in that kind of sense, I love it. Just to see, Nolan did the prequel and Denis did the sequel. I think it would just be really cool. We won't have the Nolan jokes a part of this one, name, but what are your thoughts on Denis Villeneuve taking on a subject matter like this?
Yeah, I think it's awesome. I mean, besides Prisoners, majority of his films...
Sicario.
And Sicario, besides those two films, thank you for reminding me about that, the rest have been sci-fi based or, set in sort of sci-fi. I know that there's Enemy, and that seemed pretty legit until the ending. But
yeah.
But yeah, Denis Villeneuve is known as a sci-fi director. He's done Blade Runner, Arrival, and then the Dunes as well. So it's nice to see him do something that's not solely based in sci-fi, and that does that's the reason why I'm so excited for this, is because I'm going to get to see something a lot more different. He's branching his horizons with a different genre. The fact that it's, you said no Nolan jokes, I'll try to keep away from that, but
it's so hard, eh?
I had a good zinger as well, and just for Kyan if he's watching as well, but it's all good. You said no Nolan jokes, but
no, go for it.
No, it's
it's so hard to talk about it without it.
No, it's too late now. But yeah, it seems to be that sort of theme, with nuclear stuff. And I guess there's just so much that you can explore in this. There's been so many atomic and and nuclear weapons that have been dropped. So there's just so many that you can do. You can look at that Russian one. I forgot. It's the biggest explosion ever, or bomb ever. It's called Disaster something. They could explore that. And this, I don't think they will. You said it's based on a book. Have no idea what that book is. Or
Yeah. I think it's just it's non-fiction, so it's just looking at what it really would look like. So adapting it's going to be a hard thing. He would have to obviously, inject characters and narrative to it and stuff.
I wonder if he'll do it in like a documentary style sort of film.
That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, if he does do that, then I'll be even more excited because he's fully branching away from the cinematic sort of aspect of storytelling and movie making. He's going like pretty much back to basics of documentary style filmmaking. So I hope now that it is like that because I'm so excited for that now after thinking about that. But it's pretty much anything Villeneuve makes, anything Nolan makes, it's high up on your anticipation list because it's going to be good. They rarely ever, if ever, make duds.
Oh, 100%, man. Yeah, I'm super excited for this. Honestly, it might be my most anticipated Villeneuve movie ever. And it's not just because of the whole Nolan thing, Oppenheimer 2 and stuff like that. I just really kind of love this topic because war is a very real thing right now. I think the world is experiencing just how real war and almost how common it is right now. And the fact that, at any given point, it could turn into nuclear warfare. So, my own curiosity wonders how that would look like, how detrimental having those devices, those weapons on our planet, how destructive they are for us, and just really exploring, stuff that can be applied to now. I think they're so important. And then when you put Denis Villeneuve in the director's chair for something like that, you not only get those questions and those curiosities answered in a way that's, emotional and thought-provoking, but you also get it as a cinematic experience, a very visual story. You see it visually, you feel it, you hear it, and you just know Denis Villeneuve is going to bring his A-game when it comes to something like this in terms of how it looks and how it sounds, and it's just going to make it even more horrifying. So I'm 100% on board for this one, man. I'm really, really excited. And yeah, the future of Villeneuve looks great. I'm super stoked.
For sure. Yeah. He is following his mentor of Nolan, for sure.
Oh, that one's that's good. Oh, maybe one day he can be Sir Denis Villeneuve.
Master and apprentice,
Oh, yeah, no, that's too funny. I mean,
that's for you, Kanye.
We don't want him to go to the dark side, We don't want this to be some Anakin and Obi-Wan kind of situation.
Yeah, we don't want him to go to the dark side. We don't want him to go to
the MCU.
Actually, he might be the only director that could save it at this point.
Nah, Scorsese. That's the crossover I need with the MCU.
That would actually be a hype.
I'd be so excited. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this segment. What did you guys actually think about this news that dropped today? I know you guys probably aren't surprised at all that he's going to be doing Dune 3 or that Dune 3 is actually happening. We all saw that one coming. But more in particular, what I want to know from you guys is his next movie, the nuclear warfare one. You guys excited for that one? Do you want to see him branch out of sci-fi? Do you think he should stay in sci-fi because he's so damn good at it? Whatever it is, whatever your thoughts are, let us know down below. Let's have a conversation.